Ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Speaker, 44 years ago this week, my district and all of Kentucky suffered a terrible tragedy whose impact is still very much felt by us today. March 9th of 1976, and again 2 days later, 2 explosions at Scotia Mine took the lives of 26 miners and federal inspectors. It was and remains one of the deadliest mine accidents in our country's history. And for those who may not know, that mine is in the very small community of Oven Fork in Letcher County. And I turned 4 years old that year, so although I don't have a clear recollection of that day, I know the impact that it had on my community every day since. And nearly everyone I know, it seems, has had a direct connection to that deadly week. One of my very best friends lost her father that day. And lots of other folks in our community lost a loved one or a friend or someone they knew through church or school or a dozen other ways. The cause of the first explosion is believed to have been a spark from electrical equipment and buildup of gas due to lack of ventilation. And the second explosion came during an inspection of the first explosion. As difficult as it is to grasp the magnitude of what we lost during those 2 days, what made it even worse at the time is that we had to wait so long before we could bring those brave men home for a proper burial. 253 days passed before some of their bodies were recovered. A New York Times article on that day's events said it was sunny as so many grief-stricken relatives watched on top of a hill overlooking the mine's entrance. And if there is a silver lining to this tragedy, it is that it led a year later to tougher federal mine safety and health laws. Coal mining is still a dangerous job, both short-term and long-term, but that legislation and its enforcement undoubtedly have saved many lives. On the 1-year anniversary of the Scotia Mine disaster, Reverend Wade Hughes paid tribute to the coal miners who have kept our lights on and our homes comfortable for well over a century. I think what he said then is still very relevant today. He said, "His exploits are seldom exalted. Not many monuments are erected in his memory, no medal of honor for his chest, no purple heart for his wounds, no silver star for his bravery, no stripes for his sleeve or glitter for his garments, no change of guard or eternal flame for his grave. His helmet is a hard hat, his belt holds a battery, his hand holds a number 4 red edge. His uniform is soiled by his surroundings. They paid the highest possible price. They sleep in cemeteries all over the Appalachian Mountains and wherever coal is found. They slumber under the sod and soil. We salute the courage of their sacrifice." Thank you, Mr. Speaker.